Hey friends, welcome to practice. Welcome to this channel. My name is Molly. Before you forget, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with others. As always, I have my Venmo link listed below. If you feel like you are up for donating, that's amazing, but I'm glad you're here either way. Today's class is going to be about 30 minutes, and it's just gonna be a nice embodied, feel-good, mellow, stretchy flow. My favorite. If you have 30 minutes in your day, just get in touch with your body and move in a way that feels good for you. I will be a guide in this practice, but if you ever need to take any modifications, please do. If your body is telling you to take a little rabbit hole into a different posture or stretch, I welcome that. Get cozy in your space. If you need to put on some music or light a candle or dim the lights, just make sure you arrive into this practice in a place of respect and kind of upholding the sacredness of time spent with yourself. And grab any props you need. We are gonna get started in a child's pose. At the back of your mat, bring your knees out wide, your big toes in the center to touch. Walk your arms in front of you. And for this child's pose, we're gonna turn our palms up towards the sky as we rest our forehead down. Immediately just notice your breath filling up your lungs. Stretching out the edges of your body. And as you sink in here and layer into the arrival of your practice, maybe you notice an opening of the hips or a softening of the low back. A stretch of the shoulders, especially as we turn our palms upwards. And just take a quick check-in here. Notice how your body is feeling today, just right off the bat. Is it tired and sore, or is it energetic and fluid, or somewhere in between, some mixture of the two? And try to soften any areas that you don't need to be tensing right now. So throughout the jaw, throughout the neck, the low back, your eyes. And then tune into how your mind and your heart and your spirit are doing today. How are you in your relations with the outer world? How are you in your own thoughts in your head? Just acknowledging that this is all interwoven and interconnected in a web that includes us and it includes everyone around us. Knowing that if we pay attention and spend time right here, right now with ourselves, that carries with it power to then spread that clarity or that peace or that love outwards towards others. So we check in and we notice, where have we felt disconnected lately? What area of our life are we neglecting in pursuit of busyness or obligation? And there's a quote by Mark Nepo in 7,000 Ways to Listen. It says, within this story, the immediate remedy for a waning life force resides in the trust that each part of life affects all the others and that each part has a role to play in keeping the other parts well and functioning. The underlying secret to releasing that remedy seems to be the realization that no living thing is the sole author of its vitality. Life force flows from one living thing to another. So when feeling weary and out of sorts, the first thing we can do is to see where our connecting points to life are dislodged. So let that be a little focus point if you choose to walk with that today. When feeling weary and out of sorts, the first thing we can do is to see where our connecting points to life are dislodged. And with that thought, we're going to get moving a little bit. As you're ready, roll up to a tabletop. Walk your knees underneath your hips. And start with a few simple rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to drop your belly. Lift your tail, lift your gaze. Exhale, tuck chin to chest. Round through the back body. Tuck your pubic bone up towards your navel. Inhale to open up to cat or cow pose. Exhale, curl and round into cat. And from here, I encourage you to close your eyes, to really ride the length of your breath in and breath out, to explore and to see where you can kind of bump up against the edges and breathe into those spaces. So if that doesn't look like traditional cat-cow, that's great. You can roll from child's pose to tabletop. You can shift your hips side to side, paw the mat like you're a cat, or I'm going to take barrel rolls today if you want to join me in that, circling out the ribs in the opposite direction of your hips. Getting your shoulders and your neck involved. And then go ahead and switch directions. Come back through center. Let's take 2 more rounds of cat-cow just to compare it even to just a minute ago. How does it feel now? Inhale to open your belly. Arch through the spine. Lengthen your breath. And then exhale all of the air out of your lungs as you compress in. One more at your own pace. Come back to neutral. Drop your right elbow and forearm to the mat. Walk your left fingertips out in front of you. And we're going to take a little sawing motion back and forth towards a child's pose and a tabletop. But we're digging our right elbow into the mat so we feel a nice stretch on the lat, the outside of the right armpit and the side body. Let your heart twist open to the left a little bit. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, stretch back, hips to heels. 2 more on this side. Stretching long in opposite directions from your right fingertips back through your right hip. Good, and then we'll switch it out. So drop your left forearm down, walk your right fingertips forward. Let your heart peek open underneath your right armpit a little bit, and then sink your hips back towards your heels. And just toggle back and forth between these 2 shapes. And notice, especially the sensation on the outside of the left shoulder, the side body. Let's take 1 more here. Good, come back through center. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Come to standing on the shins. We're in this kneeling position. Shift your weight into your left leg and then step your right foot forward, finding a low lunge shape. And we're gonna rock our hips a little bit forward and a little bit back, still staying in our lunge, but just feeling out, kind of testing the waters in this shape today. Think about plugging your right hip back into its socket and then drawing your left hip forward as you engage your left glute just a little bit and your core a little bit, so we're not dumping into the low back. And then we'll move with the breath. On an inhale, low lunge, sweep your arms high. On an exhale, straighten-ish into your right leg. Find your half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, and sweep your arms behind you, folding over the right thigh. Inhale, low lunge, bend to your right knee, lift your hands up to the sky. And exhale, straighten your front leg, sweep your body back. With your breath, inhale, low lunge. Anjaneyasana, exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Good. Plant your left hand down, bend into your right knee, and walk your toes a little bit towards the right. We're gonna find a lizard lunge. So let your weight kind of spill open over the pinky toe side of your right foot. Keep your ankle nice and flexed, and press your right hand into your right knee. Finding external rotation through the right hip. Your left toes can untuck at this point. And see, with the push of your right hand into your right leg, can you then broaden across your collarbones a little bit? Maybe your gaze opens to the sky, or maybe you drop left shoulder or left ear down to your left shoulder and rock your head back and forth, finding some opening on the right side of the neck. One more breath here. And then we're gonna find a fallen lunge. So wiggle your right foot back a little bit, let your right toes point towards the right, and then sink your left hip down. So we're facing the long edge of the mat. Left leg is straight. Right knee is pointing up to the sky, and right hand can reach towards your left big toe. And sink your left rib cage down towards the mat. And maybe just play here. So you can walk your left hand forward a little bit more if you need. Sink your rib cage down, feel that side body stretch, and then lift back up through the obliques a little bit. A couple of times here. Either stay where you are, or on an inhale, press through the outer edges of both feet. Lift your left hip from the mat and stretch your right fingertips forward, creating a nice rainbow arc through the right side body. Good. Exhale to drop your left hip down. Inhale to lift up. One more time. Exhale, drop left hip down. Inhale, open your right side body as you lift your left hip from the mat. Good. Lower down. Bring your left knee towards your right ankle, bending it. And then sweep your right leg behind so that your knee comes into the left heel. So our legs are in this deer sit. Knees are bent past 90 degrees. Toes are pointed. And then from here, we're gonna rotate our upper body towards the back leg, towards the right leg, finding internal rotation in that hip. Maybe your hand comes to your right foot and your other hand comes to your right knee. Lift up out of your waist and maybe fold over your right leg just a little bit. I like to pulse here. This might be a different sensation than you're used to, finding internal rotation. Good, now walk your right fingertips forward like an extension from your hip. Sweep left hand up and over, side stretch. As you inhale, cactus your left elbow, draw your shoulder blade down the back body, gaze upwards. As you exhale, maybe round and curl in. Inhale, cactus, open, lift your heart. Exhale to release. One more time, inhale. I'm gonna turn the other way so I don't get confused. Good, exhale, one more round down. Plant both hands at the top of the mat. Step your right knee back, tabletop pose. Close your eyes, move into those barrel rolls, just like how we started, or cat-cow, or whatever feels good for you. Switching directions. Sliding your whole rib cage in a full circle. Good, walk your hands back towards your knees. Come to stand on the shins, shift your weight into your right foot, And then step your left foot forward. Low lunge. Little bend and straighten of the left leg, just feeling out the shape today. Think of squaring your hips forward and keeping your core and your glute just turned on a little bit. Just enough. Good. Now as we inhale, lift your arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, straighten into your front leg. Find your half split. Sweep your arms back behind you as your hips stack over your right knee. Inhale, bend into your left knee. Reach your arms high and back behind you. Exhale, half splits. 2 more with your breath. Good. Plant your right hand as you bend into your left knee. Wiggle your left foot out to the side. Sink your hips low and then pivot onto the pinky toe side of your left foot as you place your left hand on your left knee to pry it open gently. Lizard lunge with a little twist. Send breath down the length of your spine into your pelvis and your hips. And then let your breath also fill up across the chest and collarbones and shoulders and neck. One more big breath in here. Good. Now turn your body to the left. Sink your right hip down to the mat. You can walk your left foot back a little bit. Fall in lunge. Right leg is extended long. Left kneecap is pointing up to the sky. An option to adjust just a little bit, those right fingertips forward. And then really let your right ribs sink down towards the mat. Your right shoulder shrugs up towards your ear. And then find a little activation. Pull your body back into midline, lifting it from the mat just slightly. Inhale to fill up the right lung. Let your ribs open. Exhale, slight engagement. And when I do that, I feel it more on the lower part of the side body, closer down towards my pelvis. But see what feels good for you. Option to stay here, or on your inhale, dig your pinky toe sides of your foot into the mat. Lift your right hip up and stretch your left fingertips forward. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale. Reach long through your left fingertips and reach back through your left hip crease. Exhale, lower down. Good. Bend your right knee. Bring it to the outside of your left ankle. And then swing your left leg back behind you so your left knee comes to the inside of your right foot. Finding our deer sit. Knees are bent, toes are pointed. Take a little turn and twist over to the left, stretching into internal rotation of your left hip. Sit up tall out of your waist, and then maybe rock towards the back of the mat a little bit. Good. Walk your left fingertips towards the back of the mat. Inhale, stretch right arm overhead. Find your side stretch. And then as you breathe in, cactus your right elbow. Draw your shoulder blade on the back body. Gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, straighten your right arm, but curl your right shoulder down and round through the back body. Inhale, cactus and open. Exhale, straighten right arm, reach it back, curl your shoulder down. One more with your breath. Good. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Step your right knee back to meet your left. Find tabletop pose and just a couple rounds of breath here. Move through cat-cow or barrel rolls. Whatever suits your fancy, whatever your body is calling you to do, close your eyes and find that connection. Find your connection points to that which gives you life and energy. Finish up, I'm not rushing you in any way, but as you're ready, cross over your ankles, come to a seat towards the middle of your mat. Right ankle is in front of left. And in your easy seat, place your hands on your knees. As you breathe in, open your chest, arch through the back. Find a cow pose. Exhale, tuck chin to chest, round through the back body, hollow out through your belly. Inhale, open, cow. Exhale, curl and round into cat. And one more here. Good, come back to a neutral spine. Inhale, stretch your fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right, left hand to right knee, right fingertips back behind you. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Moving from side to side with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to your left. One more on each side. Good, come back through center as we inhale. We'll side stretch over to the right. Right hand plants, left fingertips reach up and over. Left hip crease plugs down into the mat. And hold here for a few breaths. Bend a little bit into your right elbow. Sink your upper body closer down towards the mat on the right side. And then push your right hand into the mat. Let that rebound bring you into side stretch over to the left. So now pretend there's a sandbag on your right hip, weighing it down. And we're stretching long out to the side through our right fingertips. Breathe into the right edge of your body. Bend a little deeper into your left elbow. And then push into the mat. Let that rebound bring you back up to center. Switch the cross of your ankles. Left shin is in front. And then 3 rounds of cat-cow. We've been here before. Just move with your breath. As you come up to neutral, we'll take our side stretches, breath per movement, and we'll hold our twist a little bit longer. So inhale, side stretch to the right. Exhale, come through center. Let that gentle push of the hand bring your body to the left. Breathe in, stretch long through your right fingertips. Exhale, push your left hand into the mat. Inhale, side stretch to the right. Gaze up under your left elbow and then push into the mat. Side stretch to the left. Exhale to center. One more time on each side. Good. Breathe in. Find some length through your spine. Breathe out. Twist to the right. Your right arm is a second spine to support back behind you. We're peeling our right shoulder open. Maybe your gaze follows to stretch along the left side of your neck. Inhale to lengthen your spine a little bit more, and then exhale to deepen your twist, ring it out. Good, come back through center. And just switch it out. Twist over to your left. Left hand props back behind you. We sit up tall, and then we peel left shoulder open. Think about hugging just a little bit your left hip bone forward so the twist comes from above your navel. One more breath here. Good. Come back through center. Lean back onto your hands. Uncross your feet, come to a bear sit. So both soles of the feet are planted, kneecaps are up to the sky. And just take a little windshield wiper of your hips, side to side. Releasing through the low back, gliding through rotation of your hips. And then as you're ready, we're gonna roll down onto our backs. And we'll do a nice, yummy little side lying extension stretch. So push into your left foot to roll onto your right hip. And as you do, lengthen through your left arm and left leg. So they're kind of stretching into a little parabola shape. Up and back behind you. Breathe in here. Good. Inhale, curl through center. Push through your right foot to roll onto your left hip. And then as you do, stretch straight through your right arm and leg into the space above and then back behind you. Exhale through center. Push through your left foot to roll onto your right hip. And then as you do, straighten left arm, left leg. Exhale through center. Rolling to the other side, pushing through your right foot and then straightening your right leg, pointing through your toes. Exhale, center. One more on each side. See how much length and stretch and gumminess you can find. Is it Gumbo? Is that the stretchy guy? One more time over to the other side. Good. Back through center. Hug your knees into your chest. Interlace so you can hold on to opposite wrists on the front of your shins. Hug your sacrum down towards the mat. Hug your knees to the outsides of your rib cage. And close your eyes down. Just centering here, just being with our body and our breath. Returning to this space and acknowledging that if we ever feel like our connection points to what gives us life and vitality are disconnected, that this is a great place to return to or to start from. This is what is here, and what is always here is our breath and our body. Take 3 more cycles. And I encourage an open mouth exhale. So we're inhaling in through our nose, filling up all the way. Soften your shoulders from your ears, open your mouth, let it go. 2 more. Stay here as long as you can, as long as you want. If you're ready, we'll roll onto one side. And just hang out here for a moment, keeping eyes closed. And keeping your body nice and soft and pliable. Come up to a seat, crossing one ankle over the other. Hands onto your thighs. Root down, your sit bones down into the ground, into the mat, into the earth. Reach up through the crown of the head. take one more little pause, one little more moment of connection here, with the intention of creating a through line from this practice into your life, into the rest of the world and your relationships. Bringing this you out to interact with others. We'll take one more breath together. Empty the air from your lungs. Inhale, fill up all the way. Exhale, open your mouth. Let it go. And then your hands can come to your third eye center or to your heart center and just take a little bow with gratitude for the practice and for each other for meeting in this space. Thank you for being here. Thank you for practicing with me. Expect more of this style of classes coming up. It's really what I'm enjoying lately, so that's what I'm going to share with you. I hope you liked it, and I will see you next time.